We can breathe a sigh of relief. The New York Knicks snapped their 3 game losing streak. Thank the Lord. They beat the 76ers. Final score of 106 to 104. It got a little dicey there at the end. Yeah, man, great win. Great to get back on track. Chris, what's up?
Feeling good, feeling good. This is a win we needed, especially with the Sixers being shorthanded. It was a battle though to the end.
It, it was a damn battle, and you can. There's a lot of things to get into with this game. Let me just tweet that we're live really quick. Then we'll get into it. Shout out to everyone watching so far. I got the comments open. Okay, so coming to this game, the 76ers are clearly without Joel Embiid and they're without James Harden. And the New York Knicks offensively in the first half was a disaster. Nobody was hitting their shots. Julius Randle was turning the ball over a lot. The only player that was playing well in that first half was RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett showed up tonight. Props to RJ Barrett. But the first half offensively was bad. Third quarter, flat, right? The Knicks didn't really get a rhythm at all. 76ers looked like, even in the beginning of that fourth quarter, Chris, the 76ers looked like they were, going to win this game.
Yeah, I mean they seem to just be stringing together bucket after bucket after bucket, big 3 pointers, and I definitely was nervous. It just seemed like one of those games where we were just right there and can't get over the hump.
Right? And then something clicked in Tom Thibodeau's head. Something clicked in this man's head. It's like this man was feeling the heat. He was feeling the heat on Twitter. Yeah, I swear, if the Knicks lost this game, Chris, I was gonna come on here and preach. It's time for Thibs to go. I'm done. I'm over it. And then something clicked. It's like something from the front office. Someone from the front office, like, had a walkie-talkie down to Tom Thibodeau and was like, "All right, man. If you don't, if you don't play Obi Toppin with Julius Randle, you're done. And if you continue to play Evan Fournier, you're done." So, yeah, that was a shock. Tom Thibodeau went with Obi Toppin and Julius Randle, a pairing that we've been wanting to see in that fourth quarter. They played the whole fourth quarter, and they played well. Obi Toppin scored. Let me see how many points he scored in that fourth quarter. Hold on. He scored 14 points in the fourth quarter along with Julius Randle. So Obi Toppin, he had a big three with 2 minutes left, and he was a big part of the Knicks' victory tonight. So,
Yep. And like you said, Julius Randle and Obi Toppin shared the floor. Something that Tibbs said over and over basically would not work. And did it look great at all times? No, it was a little sloppy here and there, but it sure as hell looked pretty damn good.
it looked amazing. Like, it looked really good. It looked amazing. Julius Randle offensively in that fourth quarter wasn't that great, but Obi Toppin was taking over. And I don't know if that was due to the fact that Mitchell Robinson got rolled out in the first half due to his knee injury, but Marcus Gibson in the chat, I think it's time for Obi Toppin to start. Who are you gonna replace? Who are you gonna replace Top? I mean, you
Yeah,
want Mitchell
they're not
Robinson
benching.
to? I don't see him starting, but I do think that now that Julius Randle and Obi Toppin, look, we've been waiting for this pairing, and now that they've played together, I think it's time for Tom Thibodeau to play them extended minutes together. Like, this is what Knicks fans have been wanting to see: Julius and Obi. Um, it's just mind numbing that it's taken so long. It's taken Tom Thibodeau to feel the heat to actually go through with it. And look, thank God he did. Thank God the Knicks win. The Knicks snapped 3 game losing streak. This would have been a bad loss if they lost, but it was nice to see Obi get going, and it was nice to see RJ get going. Jalen Brunson in that fourth quarter made some big shots. Yeah, a win's a win, right?
Yeah, we needed it badly. We needed a win, and I think you nailed it. I think Tibbs is just feeling the heat, and he said, you know what, I got to try something because if we lose this game, I might not have a job tomorrow. And I think literally, I mean, I thought I'd never see it, but it looked pretty damn good, and he has no excuse going forward now. Obi Toppin can definitely play with Randall. I know it's just one game, but it looked pretty damn good to me.
Tom Thibodeau has no excuse. Obi Toppin needed to be playing. This should have been happening 2 seasons ago. Obi Toppin needed to be playing more than 15. He was averaging 15 minutes a game for the past 2 seasons. It was an absolute disgrace. But tonight, Thibodeau felt the heat, and you could tell he felt the heat, man. You could tell that he look. All right, you guys want Obi Toppin to play more? You guys want Obi Toppin to play with Julius Randle? Here you go. It's like he was throwing it in our face, hoping that it wasn't going to work, but it
Yeah,
actually worked.
he might be upset right now for all we know. And not only did Toppin get 20 minutes, but Cam got minutes. Grimes is back, got minutes. Fournier got 14 minutes. I'll take that as a win.
Yeah,
It was
and
a tough game all around, but I think a lot of good things happened here.
a lot of good things. And for those that just were maybe at work or followed the game late, Quentin Grimes actually replaced Evan Fournier in that starting lineup, which fans were like happy about. We were like, thank God, like because Evan Fournier for these past the whole season, Evan Fournier has been playing really poor, and his defense has been bad. He wasn't providing that much on the offensive end to give him that starting nod, and fans were preaching for Quentin Grimes to start. Quentin Grimes started tonight, got into foul trouble, and he in the I want to say in the third quarter he played. Look, Quentin Grimes he plays defense and he can knock down shots, but the X factor in this game was Cam Reddish.
Yes, sir. Killer Cam with a strong game. Euro stepping left and right.
Cam Reddish looks like it. Look, the last few games, Cam Reddish hasn't been playing well, right? And now Cam Reddish comes in this game. The rotations were actually Quickly and Rose replaced Grimes and Brunson to start. And Fournier came in for actually RJ Barrett, and then Cam Reddish comes in. And then Cam Reddish all game. Look, Cam Reddish came in the game in the fourth quarter and gave the Knicks a much needed spark. Evan Fournier wasn't doing anything, and Cam Reddish came in the game, played defense, had a key steal. You can just tell he provides length for the New York Knicks, energy. He can shoot the three, and Cam Reddish needs to take Evan Fournier's spot in the rotation. I don't see a world where Evan Fournier is going to play. Like I don't. I really don't.
Yeah, he's the odd man out when you really look at it. I mean, if Cam is playing like this, and I know he hasn't played well the past few games, but if he plays like this, it shows his potential. Yes, we know he can score, but when he's engaged on the defensive side and he's causing havoc, that's way more than you're getting from Fournier. It's
Yep.
it's a no brainer. If I'm Tibbs, it's a no brainer. You
Yeah,
gotta
but
put him in
it
there.
seems like a no-brainer to everyone else. But I don't know. Something. It's like someone took over Tom Thibodeau's body tonight. Like that's what it feels like. Somebody took over his body and did the things that we've been preaching for. And Obi Toppin played the whole fourth quarter with Julius Randle. Like that has never happened before. And Obi Toppin was a big part of the Knicks win. Shout out to Cam Reddish. It's good to be back on the winning track. Cam Reddish is
Yes.
obviously the X factor of tonight's game. Great game out of him. Quickly came in the game, did some things in the first half. Obviously, he loves to play against Maxey. They were teammates, so they love to go back and forth. First half, the Knicks gave up some wide open looks to Maxey, right? And he was actually missing. But in the second half, same thing. Knicks were leaving Tyrese Maxey wide open, but this time he was hitting most of his shots. And that's when the Knicks got down by as much as 12 points. And look, I thought it was done. Like I thought
Yeah.
they looked like they had no life in that third quarter. And that's when Thibs was like, all right, I'm gonna try this. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you get that same vibe. Oh man, here we go again. Just Another lost
Yeah.
game that we should have, that we should win. Considering that Embiid is out, Harden is out. I know that they're a great 76ers are a good team, so can't take anything for granted. But sure enough, Tibbs puts in Obi,
Finally.
Cam, yeah, and they went to work. They gave us that spark that we needed. And little by little, we came back and we got it.
Yep. And on the Sixers side, Tyrese Maxey was the main culprit. Tobias Harris did a few things for them. Maxey had 31 points tonight, and Tobias Harris 23 points, Harrow 14 points. But on the New York Knicks side, that's RJ Barrett. Solid game. I thought he missed in transition. He needs to learn how to pass the ball more. Like there's some
I
times
agree.
where RJ Barrett loves to go 1-on-4 or 1-on-3, and he loves to be hero. He loves to play hero, right? And
Yeah,
he just needs to learn to distribute the ball in transition. But RJ Barrett with a good game. Nice game from RJ. Naheem in the chat, good game. Yep, good game from we needed this win badly because if it would have been bad.
yeah. I'm convinced if we lost this game, Tibbs really might not have had a job.
Yeah,
I mean, it felt that way. I mean, if it would have been status quo and he just did nothing, no adjustments, I think this game would have turned out completely differently.
yep. Grimes only played 15 minutes. I still think the Knicks are warming him up into game shape because he hasn't been playing since the summer league. So I still think they're taking it slow with him. But when you have Cam Reddish playing really well, Cam Reddish tonight did not miss a shot, did not miss a free throw, plus 19, 11 points in only 15 minutes. And look, it's going to be interesting to see that rotation. Like you saw Cam Reddish play with the starters a little bit. You saw Tom Thibodeau play with that a little. Maybe he wanted
Yeah,
to play with Grimes with the starters, and maybe he wanted to see Cam Reddish with the starters. So he was trying a lot of new things, and it's clear after only 7 games that it wasn't clicking, it wasn't working. And last season, he would have stuck with it, right?
yeah. I think last season he waited almost 25 games before he pulled the plug on the whole Kemba experience.
Yep.
So this is I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock. I don't know what came over him, but I'm glad it did, and I'm really curious to what he's gonna say. Um, after this game.
We were. I wanted to try the Obi Toppin and Julius Randle thing. It's about time. Look, I said it was gonna work. You guys said it wasn't gonna work. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, man, Knicks needed this one desperately. Philadelphia, like I said, Philadelphia was shorthanded, but look, a win's a win. You take it when you can in the NBA. Injuries happen all the time. Jalen Brunson really, in the fourth quarter, he really came alive. 23 points, and he missed a key free throw, but Jalen Brunson made a few clutch shots in that fourth quarter to go along with 7 assists. Julius Randle, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 17 points. First quarter, Julius Randle was he was doing his normal Julius Randle things. ISO Randle, turning the ball over a lot. He had 6 turnovers in tonight's game, which is it's typical for Randle to have a lot of turnovers because he's always handling the ball a lot. So the turnovers are going to come with Julius Randle. Yeah. Look, Tom Thibodeau finally woke up, and like I've been saying, he felt the pressure, he felt the heat, and he knew if the New York Knicks lost his game, the noise was just gonna get louder and louder and louder for him to be out of here. And look, we don't know if Tom Thibodeau was pushing for Jalen Brunson or was pushing for Donovan Mitchell or was pushing for DeJounte. Maybe this is the reason why he was pushing for these stars, because he knew that he's not going to satisfy everyone and play these young guys X amount of minutes. But all we wanted as Knicks fans was to get these guys playing time, right, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, these are, they're young, but they're promising players, and they've showed in limited time that they can produce. So why not give them some more opportunities instead of running your starters, you know, to death every night? I just
Yeah.
I get it. That's the Tibbs way, but you gotta adjust in this league. When I remember when Tibbs was first brought on, he preached how he studied from this coach and that coach and this coach, and he's not the same old coach. That he's learned how to be flexible. He can relate to the young guys. He can build them, and enter each season, and it's the same old Tibbs. Let's play the starters the entire game. If he could, he would. And
Yep.
when you got a Obi Toppin, when you got a Cam Reddish, Grimes, quickly, you got to play those guys. You got to play those guys.
Yeah. And it happened. I mean, it seemed like Obi Toppin was out there forever in the fourth, and yeah, he still only had 20 minutes on the game. But look, it's a baby step in the right direction, right? These steps should have been
Yeah.
taken a few years ago, but it's a baby step. Now what? Tomorrow we got another game versus Boston. Quick turnaround, back to back game. So is Tom Thibodeau going to go back to this? Is he going to be stubborn and go back to his old way? Boston's a tough team, but
Yeah.
look, this worked. I don't care that Philly was undermanned. I don't care that they were missing two superstars on their team. We won the game, so that's all
Right.
that matters. And Julius Randle and Toppin look well together. And I saw in the fourth quarter they were struggling rebounding the ball. Like later on in that quarter, they were struggling grabbing defensive rebounding. And I guess that's what Tom Thibodeau hangs his hat on. Like if you play Toppin and Randle together, you lose rebounding. But on the offensive end, it looks way better.
Yeah, it looked really good offensively. I mean, for some reason, Obi just seems to find himself open either in the corner or on a wing. But
Yeah,
those are he's showing at least this season, and the way he ended last season, that he can hit these shots now. He can hit these 3 pointers more so than an RJ can at this moment. So
yeah,
to me, it looks great, and maybe the rebounding thing. I mean, last game, even with iHeart out there extended minutes, they couldn't rebound much either.
yeah,
So I just think the more they Obi and Randall plays together, they'll mesh. They'll know where to be on the floor, and I think that's something that they can clean up
yeah.
because Obi's shown that he chases that ball. So
Yep. Shout
I
out to you
just think
guys.
it's something. I hope it's something that continues.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to you guys watching. Got a comment. Salute, guys. Ugly win, but a win is a win nonetheless. Knicks pride. Yeah, man. A win is a
So
win. Thank you for the comment. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Really helps out the channel. Yeah, man. Like I've been preaching this forever. Ever since Obi Toppin was drafted. Please just get. You drafted him in the lottery. Please just play him more, and you're finally seeing his improvement. Like his 3-point shot this season. His 3-point. Like what is he shooting on the season? He was 3 of 6 tonight. Big. He had a big shot. He's shooting 45% from three this season. And
look
I
at that.
believe that's the best on the team. And that goes like Julius Randle shooting like, again, 1 of 5 from three tonight. He's shooting, I think, a career low 20%. Granted, it's early, but look, Obi Toppin has improved his 3-point shot a lot. And if he could stretch the floor like that, along with his presence down low and along with giving the Knicks energy in the paint, the sky's the limit for this guy, man. And he's still young. He's hungry. He's humble too, right, Chris? He was on
Yes.
the bench for the last 2 years, just playing 15 minutes a game. Not a word from his camp.
Nope.
Like didn't
Not a single word.
disrespect Thibs. It's always like, look, I respect coach. Whatever coach wants me to do to win, I'm gonna do it. Obi Toppin is humble. And he's a humble. You can tell that he was raised correctly, and he's a New York kid, and we just want to see Toppin succeed, and it's nice to see Toppin go out there and help the Knicks win.
Yep, 100%. And I think that's what I love the most about Toppin. He's just very humble, doesn't make a fuss. I mean, compared to everything we went through with Randall
Yeah.
past few years, Obi's just, he stays ready. He's like, when you need me, I'll play. And
Yep.
let's just hope that going forward, we don't see 20 minutes, we see 21, then 22, then 23, because we need this guy to play.
I'm very interested to see what Thibodeau like says after this game. Like,
Same.
is he gonna be like, look, oh, like, is he gonna continue this? Because we want this to continue. It needs to continue. You know, if Tom Thibodeau wants to keep his job, it needs to continue. Yeah, if Tom Thibodeau wants to keep his job, this needs to continue.
Yeah.
It has to. And look, he felt the pressure. He felt the heat. Knicks got it done. Yeah. So I'm sharing the box score right now. Brunson 23 points. Barrett 22 and 9. Solid game from RJ tonight. Julius Randle double 17 and 10. Did some things in that fourth quarter. Struggled a bit in the first half. You saw a lot of the old Julius come back. But
Yep.
hey, man, we won the game. Quentin Grimes working his way back from the foot injury. It's going to be interesting to see if Grimes. I mean, I think Grimes is now the starting shooting guard.
Thank God. That'd be amazing.
I
Even if
you
it's 15 minutes to ease them in, I think just defensively, you need that.
I to me, you cannot go back to Evan Fournier. Like,
No.
you can't. Like, this year, he looked shot. Like, Evan Fournier even last year, he was like not good, but he was like scoring.
Yeah.
This year, he just looks. I don't know if like he has tired legs from playing overseas, but he just looks shot this year. So I think Quentin Grimes has instilled himself in that starting shooting guard position, and I think Cam Reddish is going to back him up. In the summer, a lot of people in the Knicks organization wanted to actually see Cam Reddish start alongside RJ Barrett. They wanted to see what that duo can do, and tonight they played really well. So I see it with Cam Reddish. I do, and I can tell why a lot of fans like they're allured by him. I can tell why a lot of fans like Cam Reddish. Like I see the upside. He plays hard. We just want to see it consistently, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
the
And the
thing with
more,
Reddish.
the more time he gets like this, 15 minutes, I think it's pretty good for him at the moment. And the more experience he gets, I think he's just going to get better. And he's giving you more than Fournier is giving you. I mean, like you said, Fournier just isn't scoring, and that's the only thing he can contribute. And when he's on, it's great offensively, but his defense does leave a lot to be desired. And
Who,
I
Evan?
just feel he's the odd man out.
Yeah, Evan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Evan. I think Evan's time here is ticking. I think the Knicks, they have to explore a trade. You have to open up something, or like someone is gonna get mad. And you don't want Cam Reddish not playing. You don't. This is now. He did it in the Memphis game tonight. Great game. The Knicks won this game, but I think Cam Reddish needs to build that confidence. Cam Reddish needs to build that confidence, knowing that he's gonna play 15 to 20 minutes a game. You can't just
Yep.
sporadically play him here and there. Like, players, it's all about rhythm with NBA players. They need to get in a rhythm, and you can't just play this guy 5 minutes, play this guy 5 minutes. Like, you need a set rotation, and look, he needs to play. Cam Reddish needs to play.
Yep. That's the bottom line. You gotta pull the plug on the Fournier. I know his contract isn't the greatest, but
Pull the
yeah,
plug.
just rip the band-aid off,
Evan Fournier, man, I'm sorry. I know you're a good dude. I know you ride your scooter to Madison Square Garden to save gas or whatever you do to ride, whatever you like. I know you like to help the environment. I appreciate that, but your time as a New York Knick is coming to an end. Like, I'm sorry. You got your money. You live in probably a nice condo on Fifth Ave, living the dream. bathing in your millions of dollars. I
He's
appreciate
good. He's good.
like he's good, right? I appreciate you, but you got hungry guys on the Knicks, man. You got Grimes needs to play. You got Cam needs to play. It's that simple.
I think Fournier at this point is just good for when he faces the Boston Celtics. He's bound
Yep.
to drop 30 on them.
Fournier belongs on the bench at the end of the bench giving high fives. Yeah, maybe he's a good high fiver. Like maybe he can come up with handshakes with everybody. Maybe he can be like, who was that guy in the Knicks like 2 years ago that was riding the bench?
Pinson? Theo Pinson? Why
Maybe
do I
Evan
know
Fournier
that?
could be on Theo Pinson, man. Just be at the end of the bench going
Hey,
crazy. Like we need
that's
that
good
energy.
energy to that's a good role. I mean,
Fournier, you're now Theo Pinson. Like I'm sorry to tell you that, but you're Theo Pinson now. You're that guy on the bench providing energy, and yeah. Sean Lilly in the chat. If Thibs way his defense gets you minutes, how does Reddish not get time over Fournier? I don't know. Like I don't. Maybe maybe the Knicks are trying to justify Evan Fournier's contract. It's tough doing that, but he makes a lot of money. Maybe the Knicks are trying to. Maybe the Knicks have in mind that they're going to trade him, right, Chris? Maybe they're just putting him out there, hoping he shows something to another team, and
yeah,
yeah,
he's not. If that's the case, he's not really doing anybody any favors. But
yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with the contract. Unfortunately, hopefully, I'm wrong. Um, but I just think that it's a good point because Tibbs did say early on that it's a merit system where if you play well,
Merit
you'll play.
based, right?
Yeah.
And he hasn't
So
been
if you play
showing that
well,
at
I
all.
mean, Fournier has not been playing well. We already know he can't play defense.
I don't even think Fournier would average 15 points in the G League right now. Like I really don't, man.
Well, it's strange because I mean, in international play, he looks great.
He was ball. I mean, look, that's lesser competition. But Fournier could suit up as an environmental specialist. Yeah, man, just be at the end of the bench giving high fives. Be our Theo Pinson now, even Fournier, man. We need a guy like that. We missed Theo. Shout out to Theo Pinson. He was a big part of the Knicks finishing number 4 in the East, even though he never played. But Evan, man, I'm sorry, but things happen. You get outplayed. Your time here is it's over. Like I think it's done. Like
I think so too. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll. I mean, I'm not pretty sure, but hopefully he continues to get limited minutes. And maybe he could be a little spark plug off the bench when we need
yeah,
some shooting or
yeah,
something. But
yeah.
throwing him out there just because he has a $16 million contract and just hoping for the best, it's not really doing.
It's not.
That's not really team.
Look, we already know that's a bad con. Like we already know.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
But you shouldn't continue to justify it. Maybe. Look, I don't want to keep ragging on Fournier, but when
yeah.
you got guys outplaying you, it's tough in the NBA. It really is. But Reddish needs to play. Grimes. I mean, we haven't. To be honest with you, we haven't seen it with Grimes, but we know he plays elite defense. We know that's why he was inserted into the starting lineup because RJ Barrett was getting put on the opponent's best player, and it was whether that was getting him fatigue, but we needed a defensive guy in that starting backcourt because you have Brunson that's not a good defender and Evan Fournier turnstile on defense. So inserting Quentin Grimes in that starting shooting guard position, it frees up everything, right? It makes everyone just play freely and play their own roles. So I'm not worried about Grimes on offense. Like I'm really not.
Yeah.
His shot will come. Summer League, he was balling out during the Summer League. And I'm not Grimes, if anything, he's a better offensive player than Fournier. But he's just rusty right now. So it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's a back-to-back, so it's going to be interesting to see if Grimes actually plays because, like I said, coming off that foot injury.
Yeah, hopefully he's well enough to play. If not, hopefully they slide in somebody like quickly. You know,
Nah,
not,
it
not
seems like
Evan.
Thibs likes quickly off the bench. Like that's yeah. Cameron, always appreciate you in the chat. What's good, Knicks Nation? Good win tonight. Glad to see some new looks from Thibs. It's refreshing to see some good looks from Thibs. It really is. He felt the heat. He felt the pressure, and yeah. So he felt the heat, man. That Tom Thibodeau, he needed to make these adjustments. So
It's
Knicks win.
about time.
It's about time.
It's about time.
Yep.
Thank you. Whoever threatened Tibbs and made him make these changes, thank you.
Sean Lilly in the chat, not turnstile defense. Turnstiles offer some resistance. Yeah, you got a point there, man. You got a point there.
All right, now I'm feeling bad for Fournier.
I know. Brunson wasn't looking good early on. Almost finished the game with a triple double. Like I'm not worried about JB. He's gonna get his. Barrett's gonna get
Not at
his.
all.
The Knicks need to run the offense through those two, I think, mainly. And once Grimes starts to come into his own, starts to play well on offense, I think it's going to relieve a lot of pressure on the Knicks. And I actually liked Isaiah Hartenstein with the starting lineup when he came in that third quarter.
I,
Now,
ju- I
he
just
looked good with the starters.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a different look because he's a threat to shoot. So um, you could say that's just that one level that's missing from like a Mitch, where he can't, if it's not inside a lob or something. But I heart being out there. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, and iHeart does what he does. 8 points, 10 rebounds. Floater game is strong still.
Yeah, that floater.
3 blocks
Still not hitting
tonight.
the three, but
No, he's
I'm
not.
sure I'm sure it'll come.
Yeah. So yeah, great win. Tom Thibodeau felt the heat. Much needed win. Knicks are 4-4 now. Game against the Celtics tomorrow in the Garden. Back at home, got to take care of business. Celtics are a tough elite team. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to you guys on Facebook, on YouTube. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. That is Chris. And yeah, man, back at it tomorrow. We got to win versus Boston.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go, Knicks. Peace.